Pro Late model.
Prevailed and takes home the checkers here at Knoxville Raceway.
Checker flag is out for Spangler as they come across the line here.
The 217 coming off of 4. It'll be hit.
Coming there off 3 and 4. Sattler gets win number 2 of the night.
Randy Shreves from 19th to victory.
The cars 3 and 4 out here. It's going to be Watson for the win. It's going to be Shreves getting the win.
He sees the checkered flag win. Give it to William Watson.
Driver, stop those engines. Let's hear that roaring sound. Rolling off the pit road, tires grip the ground. Flames of freedom burning in the blazing sun. On FFTV, on the pole, the race has just begun. Feel the thrill ignite, adrenaline so high. Gears shift faster than lightning. We're ready to fly. Engines roar, hearts soar, FFTV on the pole. Let it roll, let it roll, let it roll. Burning rubber, burning hot, lose control. From the pits to checkered flags. Dodging wrecks and cautions, keep those eyes open wide. No time to lag. Yeah, we own that soul. Start your heart, start the show. FFTV on the pole. Twist and turn, feel the burn, the tension's in the air. Slick grooves and sudden moves, danger everywhere. Brake rotors flash like fireflies in a summer night. Avoid those wrecks, keep it steady, hold your line tight. Pushing limits, racing fast, no room for doubt. Every second's pump and pulse, the crowds are shout. Engines roar, hearts soar, FFTV on the pole. Let it roll, let it roll, let it roll. Burning rubber, burning hot, lose control. From the pits to checkered flags. Dodging wrecks and cautions, keep those eyes open wide. No time to lag. Yeah, we own that soul. Start your heart, start the show. FFTV on the pole. Neon lights and roaring crowds, fire in our veins. Speed addiction, racing passion, breaking every chain. Hold tight, the finish line is burning right ahead. When the flag waves, victory lane, all fears we shed. Engines roar, hearts soar, FFTV on the pole. Let it roll, let it roll, let it roll, let it roll. Burning rubber, burning hot, lose control. From the pits to checkered flags. Dodging wrecks and cautions, keep those eyes open wide. No time to lag. FFTV on the pole. Cross that line, the crowd goes wild. The checkered flags unfurl. FFTV on the pole, start the show. We're ready to roll. FFTV on the pole. Yeah. We're ready to roll. Start the show.
You and I both agree on this, but there's always a great debate about it. How do you spell this one?
All right, good evening here, everyone. Welcome to another night here On the Pole here with Flicker Farm TV, along with Coast to Coast Racing Network, which is the mainstream for your Coast to Coast Racing League. Here as we get running tonight, we got Dean Reynolds starting there on pole for heat number 1. Scott Thomason there in second in the 06. Here in a third, we got Connor Ross in the 035. Gavin Chatham there in the 99, starting in fourth. Jeff Scott there in fifth with the 280. Give me 1 second here, folks. All right, and we see Jeff Sharp starting 5th, like I said, in the 280 to his outside there in 6th. Shane Billings in the 17. Joseph Grandy there in the 518 will start there in 7th to his outside. Pat Boyce in the 41. Then we got that 034 of John Clemaux Jr. starting there in 9th for Flatline Racing. Coming down the backstretch here now. Everybody side by side, ready for that flag to wave. 6 laps of distance here at Lucas Oil. Coming there now, off turn 4. Green flag goes in the air. We're down and away here off of the front stretch in the corner 1 and 2. Reynolds, great job on the bottom. Getting that thing swung around there and now up there to the high side to capture that lead where the 6 now Scott Thomason going to try to hold the middle of the racetrack there through 3 and 4. Down there on the bottom, little touch there out of the 35. Up going to Ross, but they'll keep it together. Now the 6 is there on that middle now with the 99 of Gavin Chatham up on that high side trying to make it work there for Full Throttle Motorsports. STR number 6 down there on that inside. Going to try to slide his way through turn 3 and 4 at the moment. 4 laps to go. This track's going to go by quickly here tonight as they head it on out. Down here now off corner number 2 down that back straightaway once again. The 35 up corner Ross now up there to the outside lane to get around the 6 of Scott Thomason. Scott Thomason going to have to try to figure something out. Gavin Chatham, he's making a run for the lead there in the number 99 as he's underneath Dean Reynolds, but can't quite get the drive off the corner as of yet. He's there. Can he make it happen here this final lap? He gets it slid up there. Dean Reynolds, he's got to try to figure out if he's just going to stay there, and he will. He'll just kind of hold off there for a second. As he's got the 35 Connor Ross right there behind him. Coming there off turn number 2 as we got the unofficial results coming in. Heat 1 results are going to be as follows. Gavin Chatham getting in that pole, or getting that win. Dean Reynolds 2nd, Connor Ross 3rd. Scott Thomason there in 4th. Shane Billings there in 5th. Jeff Sharp there in 6th. Joseph Grandy in 7th. John Clemaux Jr. there in 8th. Pat Boyce in 9th. All right, here we go. Heat number 2 grid. Stephen Mixler starting out there on the pole with Jeff Barker there in 2nd, driving to 513 for Can-Am Racing. We got Patrick Spangler there in the 39, starting 3rd tonight to his outside. Ted York from Team SSR Elite, the 09. The 83, Brandon Dittmer there for Venom Racing there on the inside. The 55 of Brian Moore to his outside. They're starting in 7th, in the number 7 for Can-Am Racing, Bob the Good. To his outside in 8th, Randy Shreves for LGR Motorsports in the 56, and Tony Graham will round out the field in 9th down there in the number 45. Here we go, coming in now down that back straightaway. These drivers really trying to get lined up here, getting ready to take that green flag as they work here off the corner. Come on now. Down there in the 1 and 2. As they all sling it there. Ted York, the fastest in this heat from his qualifying time. So we'll see what he does here as the heat drags on here. Coming across the line first up for lap number 1. Stephen Mixler out there in front with Patrick Spangler in 2nd. Jeff Barker 3rd. Ted York back down there on the inside. Bringing that low deal up there to the front on the bottom side. As he works there now off the corner. Shaggy TV on the front of that machine. Working down there now off turn 3 and 4 to his outside is Patrick Spangler. 2 good heavy hitters here at Coast to Coast. Out front, you got Steven Bixler in the 75, having a great run here tonight. Dittmer having some issues here tonight, as it looked like. Doesn't look too terrible, though, as he's up there on the outside line. Now they work down through turn 1 and 2. Just a few laps left here, 2 laps to go. Here in heat number 2, with Bixler out front, but Spangler and Ted York trying to chase him down. Spangler is there, as he's on the bottom side. Ted York right there as well. But Spangler, he's got one more corner to try to slide it in there down on the bottom. Can he get the run off the corner? Who's it going to be to the line? It's Patrick Spangler getting the win here in heat number 2. Man, what a nice final run there to the flag. Spangler getting that heat win. Bixler getting second. Ted York there in third. Now let's see how they round out here. To finish out heat number 2. Patrick Spangler getting that win. Steven Bixler there second. Ted York in third. Randy Shreves fourth. Jeff Barker fifth. Brian Moore there in sixth. Bob DeGood in seventh. Brandon Dittmer there eighth. And Tony Graham in ninth. We'll be back after this short message.
Thank you to all of our sponsors.
Back here at the Speedway. Back here at the Speedway. They finish up here with their with their warm-up. Checker flag waves. I bring it on down there now, out of the corner here for the final time. Getting ready for your feature event of the 360 Sprint Car tonight. Here for your hometown heroes, Coast to Coast Racing League. Here is that starting grid. Starting out there on pole, Gavin Chatham in the number 99 starts out there on pole. Spangler in that number 39, starting in second tonight. We got the 79 of Dean Reynolds. Mr. Dino will start there in third. Bixler starts in the 75 in fourth tonight. In row number 3 to the inside, Connor Ross in the 035 starts fifth. The teddy bear, Ted York, to his outside there in sixth, the 09 of Ted York. Now in the 06 there to the inside of row number 4 for Scott Thomas and Racing. Scott Thomason himself starting in 7th. Randy Shreves, LGR Motorsports number 56, rolls off tonight in 8th. Back there in row number 5 to the inside, out of Canada, the 17, Shane Billings, starting 9th. To his outside, Can-Am Racing Team 513, Jeff Barker starts in 10th. Row number 6 on that inside line for Thunder Ridge Racing. The 280 at Jeff Sharp rolls off in 11th. The 55 of Brian Moore starts to his outside there in 12th. Starting there in 13th tonight, Joseph Grandy in the 518 for Raise the Bar. And to his outside, the Can-Am Racing number 7 of Bob the Good starts in 14th. Bloodline Sim Sports 034, John Clemaux Jr. starts in 15th, with Brandon Dittmer for Venom Racing in the 83 starting in 16th tonight. Row number 9 on that back row, on that inside line, Pat Boyce in the number 41 starts 17th, with Tony Graham in the 45 starting there in 18th. And that is your starting grid here tonight for your 360 sprints as they come out of turn 4, getting ready to hit that loud pedal up front. Racing action begins as Dino gets down there on the loud pedal on that inside, right behind Gavin. Gavin holding tight to the outside lane now, doing a great job getting through turn 1 to get himself up there to the top. And down there now out of the corner number 2. Back here at the back, we've seen that 55. Oh no! There goes the 513 in trouble as they're gobbled up back there at the back, as up there towards the front. No caution there as they bring it on down through the front straight away here through turn 3 and 4. Dean Reynolds up here in 3rd. Gavin Chatham back here in 4th. Caution now will come out as Bob the Good is around and in the pits. Clemaux Jr. as well. Tony Graham not taking the grid. We'll go back here a little bit and we'll take a look at the couple accidents here that we see. Now here you want to come there off the corner. 513 is going to have some issues here through turn 1 and 2. Getting spun around there and collected a couple cars, one of them down there into the bottom. And inbound here, we got more problems. Here's Ted York. I don't know if Ted York actually has problems. That's Jeff Barker there. Trying to see where his... There we go. Now we got here. Oh, here we got the 7 of Bob the Good. Down there on the bottom and into the tire. All right, back to live action here. They're lined up side by side, ready for that restart. And down the back straightaway, Patrick Spangler in the lead. Dino there on the inside of Gavin. As Gavin hangs on to that outside line. Down through the front straightaway here with 21 laps to go for your 360s at Lucas Oil. Down the back stretch now as they head through 3 and 4. Dean Reynolds there in 2nd. Spangler, great job running what I call the Lernerville line all the way up there against that outside cushion. Running around here at Lucas Oil down that back straightaway. Dino there in 2nd, trying to run the middle of the racetrack as Chatham hangs it out there on the top side. Going to give Dino a good run here. Down through the front stretch into 1 and 2. As Chatham gets a great run now out of 2. Down here through 3 and 4. Dean Reynolds needs to try to get up there and get comfortable on that high line if he wants to be competitive here tonight. But he's getting that middle to outside line to work. That's how they head there off the corner. Spangler out front. Chatham there in 2nd. Reynolds there 3rd. Thomason there in 4th with Billings back here in 5th. Randy Shreves there in 6th. Jeff Sharp in 7th. Brian Moore back here in 8th with Ted York in 9th. Gordon Ross in 10th as they keep it rolling down through turn 3 and 4 down that front straightaway. These drivers doing everything they can here tonight to keep this thing rolling on. All right, caution flag comes out here. Jeff Barker. Well, maybe I'm in the wrong spot here. Let's see. I'm in the wrong spot here on my ticker. Ted York getting involved. Now you see Ted York down there on the bottom side, coming there off turn 2. Now here through 3 and 4. Going to dive it in there and ends up having to check it up. And spins around down there on the bottom. Jeff Barker ends up getting involved again. Steven Bixler involved there on the top side there in the 75, and that's going to bring out the caution there as those 3 drivers collide coming out of turn 4. Kevin Chatham there in second, Dean Reynolds there in third. All right, down there off the corner, they go. Here through the front stretch. In the corner, 1 and 2 again. Spangler getting out there to the lead. Chatham in the second. Dino there in third. Billings back here for it. Brian Moore in fifth. As they keep it rolling there. Up to the outside there. Who is that hanging on for it? That is Scott Thomason. As they work on down through the 1 and 2. Thomason had to really hang on there. As he was way up in that fluff stuff. Up there way at the top. As that levels off up there, you have to be real careful up there. Just where you see Brian Dittmer. Oh no, Dittmer gets into Thomason. Thomason now around on the front stretch. Down there on the bottom. And I don't know if that'll bring out caution or not. Where's the leaders coming out of turn 3 and 4? So since he got it rolling, we may stay green. He's coming there out of turn 4 now. There's Spangler, Chatham, Reynolds back here in third. Shane Billings fourth. Brian Moore there in fifth with Jeff Sharp in sixth. Now down there 3 wide off turn number 4. You watch Sharp there on the outside in that number 280. Trying to hang it out there as he works there to the... Oh no, little neck code hop there for the 280. As they slide there now through 1 and 2. 10 laps to go for Spangler as he is out front. Trying to hang on to everything he's got out there. Got Chatham right there behind him. Dino there in third. Billings back here in fourth. Brian Moore in fifth. Randy Shreves back here in sixth. Brandon Dittmer there in seventh. As they roll it now. Off turn number 4. Spangler. Just a few more laps to go here as we're 8 laps from the finish of your 360 main event here tonight, being in Victory Lane. Chatham, though, getting a roll on the top side there. I think Spangler, he was just a little worried about that top side, giving him out to him. So he's got himself down there on that bottom, running that catfish line now. As Chatham runs that high side, they're all searching for that speed, searching for that little bit of grip. Dino falling back now off of the leaders. Now you got Chatham rolling that high side, Spangler rolling the bottom. Trying to find that fresh stuff down there on that bottom side to get those tires hooked up. As you see, that track's definitely slicking up here. 5 to go. Billings back here for it. Moore here in 5th. Shreves back here in 6th. Now he gets up there in the 5th as he gets around Moore on the outside. Problem back here in the back. Dittmer having issues and towed to the pits once again. Caution is out. We'll take a look here at Brandon Dittmer. Hey, watch down there on the ball. No, Dittmer catches the tire. There in turn 1 and 2. Goes to try to bring it through turn 3 and 4. And, oh man. Dittmer, those tires are not your friends. You don't want the infield tire. They're not a tire that's going to help you roll. Well, they're not going to help you roll the way you want to roll. Dittmer taking a pretty heavy impact there to the inside tires of both turn 1 and 2, and then harder yet through 3 and 4 as he found that bottom side tire. That's just how tough it is. I mean, these guys are giving it their all, sending it in as hard as they can. And Dittmer's making friends where he didn't want to make friends. Just a few laps left here. I think we got about 6 laps to go here. Thank you for tuning in to FFTV and Coast to Coast Racing Network tonight as we are here watching everything unfold at Lucas Oil. They're on the loud pedal again here with 3 laps to go as Spangler gets it out there to the lead. Chatham there holds on to second. Dino trying to find a little bit of speed here out of that 360. Can't seem to find the grip he's hoping for. As they're all stacked up there behind them, Shane Billings, Brian Moore, that's 4th and 5th. 2 laps to go now. They work down that back straightaway. Dean just hanging on to the front there as you watch Spangler working on the bottom of the racetrack where he's been the last, I don't know how many laps, as that bottom's come in for him down there. Down there now off turn 2 for the final time here in the 360s. Through turn 3 and 4, the checker flag's unfurled. Here comes Patrick Spangler to the line. Patrick Spangler in victory lane here at Lucas Oil tonight in that winged 360 division here in Hometown Heroes tonight. Great run there out of Patrick Spangler tonight to get that win. Gavin Chatham gave it his all, but comes up just a little short there in second after starting on the pole. Dean Reynolds started third there and finishes third tonight, so great night for him as well. They get back here ready. Man, oh man, what a great night of racing it is here at Lucas Oil as we get here with your finish results for the feature. Here we are. Patrick Spangler getting that win. Gavin Chatham there second. Dean Reynolds there in third. Shane Billings in fourth. Brian Moore fifth. Ted York sixth. Randy Shreves there in seventh. Jeff Sharp in eighth. Jeff Barker there in ninth. Pat Boyce at the 10th. Scott Thomason there in 12th. Brandon Dipper there in 13th. Connor Ross in 14th. Joseph Randy there in 15th. Bob DeGood there in 16th. And 17th going to John Klamowicz. 18th tonight. That's going to round out your field. Well, should anyway here if I hit the right button. Going to Tony Graham. We'll get with your victory winners now here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Starting with Dean Reynolds here. Good evening there, Dean. How's it going?
What's going on, Mr. Flieger?
Not a whole lot. How's Lucas Oil treating you tonight?
It wasn't bad. Anytime you finish behind Patrick and Gavin, I'm going to be okay with that. When I saw this field tonight for the sprints, I'm like, jeez. I go, this is to be a quality field, and it was. And I had a good car. I felt good, especially 1 and 2. I felt really good. I don't know what I could do different in 3 and 4, and then I just, lost all my momentum there, and I just couldn't get right. I don't know. I had to figure that out, what they were doing different. And I even tried 4 different lanes and still didn't work. But you know what? Hey, we took it home, got a third, and behind these two, that's okay. That's all right.
Well, I know Spangler, we're in the top most of the race, and then there towards the end, he switched back to the bottom running that catfish line.
Yeah, and I even tried that. I had the middle 1 and 2 pretty good. I found a lane there that I was very comfortable with, so I stayed right there. And then, I was watching them in 3 and 4. I was actually trying to follow their line to see what was working. And then about mid-portion of the race, he went down to the bottom. I tried it for a couple of laps, and I felt god-awful down there. So I went back to the middle, and then I even tried to sail it up top, and I was spinning my wheels coming off there. And, and then that restart kind of worried me with 3 to go because I didn't know if those guys were closing in or gaining because I wasn't really looking at the relative or anything. And, and then, I did look at it there on the start, and, Shane was kind of close there for a while, and then I'd pull out, and then he'd get close again. So, but who knows? Lucas Oil's a very technical track, it's a fun track. I like running here, and I think you're going to see a good race for the late models too.
Yeah, it looked like it was a great track. It looked like it set up well, that we got multi-grooves going out there. It's just, man, you guys really put the show on there tonight in the 360s.
Yeah, good to see 18 cars, a great field. We had only 3 cautions with a lot of cars out there on a very slick track, so that shows a good race there. So hopefully we'll get another good field for the limited late models, and I'm actually going to even hang around for the midgets, Adam. I'm going to run the midgets tonight too.
Well, I know one of the cautions was because Dittmer tried to make new friends out there, and it didn't go quite as well as I'm sure he hoped.
He was interesting in the Discord. He was throwing out some adjectives there and stuff, so it didn't sound like it was a good race for him.
No, he tried making friends with the infield tires more than once.
Well, that can happen. It can, and that's part of the reason why I cringe running the bottom here. I could do it pretty good with a modified, but sprint car is so twitchy, and you can hit a tire with the sprint car and knock out your front end very easily, and then you're done. And hopefully you get a yellow to come out so you can get a quick repair and then go on from there. But I try to stay away from those donuts down there.
Yeah, they're not friendly, that's for sure.
No, they're not.
Well, here, Dino, you got any sponsor shouts? Anybody you want to thank for your third place finish in the 360s tonight?
I got to thank the guys from Full Throttle Motorsports as always. Gavin Chatham's always helping us out in the sprint cars, and like I said, it's always good to finish second to him. I mean, he did go off the track there at the top, and I got second, but the yellow came out, and I think eventually he would have got me anyways. But it's always good to maybe be a little side by side with him there for a while. But got to thank the FTM guys. Got to thank you and Regal's Wraps and Designs for sponsoring all of Hometown Heroes. So thanks again, Adam, for doing that, so you can also broadcast and bring that to us. And then also got to thank everyone from coast to coast behind the scenes for giving us a fun place to race.
Oh, it's our pleasure, and man, what a great night it's been so far. So we'll see what more racing action we have when we get to the limited late models.
I'm going to give it a shot to talk to you again, my friend.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how that goes for you.
All right, man. Take care.
You too there, Dino. All right, that was Dino there. Now we'll get with Chatham here. Good evening there, Gavin. How's it going?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well. Just not quite enough in that high line to get up there to Spangler, was there?
I didn't really need that caution, to be honest with you. I think we were making some headway up there. It was going to be a good battle at the end there. I think I was kind of inching my way close to him. And then when the caution came out, that middle to top in 3 and 4, there was a bunch of loose dirt up there, and it kind of went away under the caution there. So that was kind of something I found there right before. So yeah, it wasn't really beneficial to us. Definitely didn't want to see that caution, and it's so hard with 2 or 3 laps to go. It's so hard to build momentum up, especially if you're using the high side, to build it back up that quickly to try to make another run at it. But no, congratulations to Patrick. He did an awesome job tonight and did everything he needed to do to go out there and win. And definitely a big shout out to Dino too. He did an excellent job tonight, finishing third.
Well, you did a great job yourself, finishing second here tonight. You got sponsor shout-outs. Anybody you want to thank for getting that 99 in the second place here tonight in the 360s?
Yeah, first I also thank you for doing an awesome job with the broadcast, and I just want to thank Coast to Coast, the admin, all the sponsors, everybody behind the scenes that helped put this on and allow us to come out here and go out here and race. Just want to thank the FTM Full Throttle Motorsports, Mike Schick Motorsports Design, Velocity Race Design, Northeast Outlaw Motorsports, Super Dirt Car Series, Vertex Graphics. Just want to thank all the sponsors, all the help we get. Just want to thank the fans for coming out and watching these races, and I want to thank my fans as well for coming out and always watching the races. I hope we put on a good show for everybody tonight.
Put on a good show for sure. I know. Patrick's really put on a show here. We'll see how the limited late models go here as we get ready for them. Are you coming out to join us in that?
No, I'm just a sprint car guy, so I'm gonna probably pass on the Fender cars tonight, and not feeling very adventurous. But I wish everybody luck in the late models, and maybe one of these days we'll pull it out and go racing with those guys.
All righty. Well, congrats there on second tonight, and you have yourself a great night here, Gavin.
All right, thank you. Always a pleasure talking to you. Have a great night.
All right, how about Gavin Chatham, your second place finisher after starting there on the pole. Now we got Patrick Spangler. Good evening there, Patrick. How's it going?
Pretty good, man.
It's going well. You did a great job out there getting up to that early lead up there on that high side. And then it looked like about 12 to go, you switched down there to the bottom side running that catfish line.
Yeah, no, we ran Hometown Heroes here once before, like 2 or 3 years ago. Me and Blake would always catfish around the bottom, and just who could stay lower. So it's been a while since I ran here, so I just guessed right, and I just want to get to the early lead off the start to control the restarts, because that bit me on Monday, so don't have the same mistake again.
So when that late race caution come out, were you a little worried with Chatham being to your outside?
Yeah, when you have Gavin behind you, it's not many times you start behind Gavin and you're able to pass him and stay ahead of him. So, yeah, that was pretty nerve-wracking 23 laps or so, and especially on the last restart, because I was going to hit the bottom, and I didn't know if he could get enough momentum to get the top working, and all it takes is me to mess up once and hit an inside tire and break the left front off, and he's behind me. So, yeah, it's always nerve-wracking when he's behind you, because he is in a league of his own most nights.
Well, I know you do a phenomenal job yourself in the sprints here at Coast to Coast. I mean, you guys definitely put on a great show here at Lucas Oil, and you got sponsor shout-outs, people you want to thank for getting that victory tonight.
Yeah, just you for all the awesome stuff you do for the league between graphics and sponsoring the Hometown Heroes and all the broadcasting you do and racing. Jack, Jeff, and Dean for running the league, and Daniel back home.
Great job there, Spangler. Are you running the limiteds tonight, or are you done for the night?
No, I'm going to run them, so hopefully I'll talk to you again soon, but maybe not. We'll see how I do here. Usually not as good in the late models usually.
Alrighty, well, good luck there, Patrick. We'll see how you do there in the late models.
Thanks.
All right, that'll wrap it up here for your 360 sprint card, but don't you dare go anywhere. Don't you click away from us, as we got more racing coming up here at Coast to Coast Racing Network and FFTV on the pole here tonight.
One, two, three. I love it, Molly.
They say it's a matter of time, 1,000 days and the sun won't shine before I come back to you. For your love I will go far, I wanna be wherever you are. I know I'm coming back for you.
Brother, it's good to see you.
My love is a river long, the best ride in a million wrongs. I know I'm coming back to you. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. I'm making my way home, I'm making my way.
Our biggest thing is getting the word out, awareness of Mission 22, the struggle as it is to fight PTSD and suicide. My name's Corey Decker. I'm the state representative for Mission 22. The issue has been great. We got a bunch of great guys that have gotten together and decided to create this rally. The word's getting out, and it's turned into quite an event where we can actually help a lot of veterans. it's a great event, but you really have to go and see it for yourself, and it's really one of those things that's an experience. That just going that weekend, we've seen how it changes people.
All right, we're back here at the Speedway. Gary Budzine there, you're watching him there. 10th fastest right now out here on track. Ryland Banks there. You got Dean Reynolds back here in the pits. We got Clay Christopherson out there in the 51 for Full Throttle Motorsports. Shane Billings out there in the 17. Patrick Spangler getting unloaded here with his late model. The 09 there, Ted York going to come out to play. Shane Billings out there, as we said, in the number 17. Sixth fastest here tonight. Ryland Banks, he's the fourth fastest with a 14.320. Christopherson, your fastest right now there in the 51. So Putt out there, hanging on to the fastest time. Banks there in fourth fastest. Terry Waters there in a 207 here tonight. Dittmer there in the 83. We got them rolling down there now off the front stretch. A little bit of pit party going on here between these drivers. They'll get lined up here to put on a small show here before we get into qualifying. They head down there through the back stretch here. Green will be on the drivers goes. These drivers are all radioed up together. And they're going there now out of turn 4. They get a little bit of race in before they actually get going to get a feel for how these cars may handle here at Lucas Oil tonight. As you watch Billings here behind the 207. Going to have to jab the brake there a little bit to try to get that thing to rotate down there on the bottom. And a little bit of issues there. You see Terry Walters back here, Gary Budzine. They're in the 177 in that Simpson machine. They got Homer there on the hood of that machine. They roll through turn 1 and 2 down that back straightaway. Ryland Bank Dino out there sitting third right now. They work down through the front stretch here now onto the back stretch once again. Christopherson out there in front. Ryland Banks there in fourth. Billings there in sixth. Hey, watch them roll down there now in the 1 and 2. Out of North Syracuse, Ryland Banks here. Fourth fastest, Shane Billings. Oh, we got one upside down. That's Brandon Dittmer. Oh, man, Dittmer. Didn't you learn from the sprint cars? They roll down there, getting some more practice in here. Probably going to go and advance here at quarter to the hour. We see Billings there. 17 drivers here logged on. Here for the grid tonight in your heat, or for your limited late models, rather. Clay Christopherson there out front, Mr. Putt himself. Dino back here in third. So third fastest here for Dino. We'll see if he can keep up that pace here as the night goes on. Now we saw the track slicking off there in the 360s. We'll see if it does the same thing here in the limited late models. Down through the back straightaway here in the 3 and 4. Ryan Banks in for Shane Billings there in 6th. Or 6th fastest, I should say. So this is going off the fastest lap, not where they're actually in position on the track. As it is still practice, as you watch the 207 there of Terry Walters. Chapman coming out here, putting some laps in. Up there on the outside, there's Billy Roberts putting a couple more laps in here. Randy Shreves there in the 56 out of Springfield, Illinois. Jumping up here in the qualifying now. We'll see how these drivers play effect here. Good evening there, BG the Racer. Yeah, you could join this league. Sorry I didn't see this until now, but you can join these races as it is a league race. You'll have to apply to Coast Racing League. You can find more information at C2CRL.com. Again, that web address is C2CRL.com. And if you're watching over at Flicker Farm TV here on YouTube, kind of a sister broadcast here at Coast to Coast Racing Network, there in the description over there is a link to the Coast to Coast website if you're interested in joining. They run 12-week seasons, 13th week off. Coincides with the iRacing season, so whatever week it is on iRacing, that is the week it is in the league, although different tracks, obviously. But if it's week 4 in iRacing, it is week 4 for the Coast to Coast Racing. Qualifying, getting ready to finish up here. Rylan Banks coming out there and setting down a great time there with a 14.608 to give himself the pole. Dean Reynolds with a 14.796, so he slowed down quite a bit from his time in warm-ups there in practice. Along with, we got Spangler there with a 14.765. Christopherson has not come out yet to put his lap down. I don't know if he will or not. We will see, we will see here. Putt-putt will, and no, putt-putt will not. Oh, here we go. Starting here with heat number 1. Here is your grid. Jeff Barker for Can-Am Racing starting out there on the pole. Patrick Spangler there in the 39 will start in second. Brandon Dittmer in third here. Oh, sorry, I did not turn everything on like I should have. I'm sitting here talking and nothing's working like I guess it should. Patrick Spangler there in second, so maybe you should hear me a little better now. So Spangler there in the 39. Starts second. Dittmer there in the 83 for Venom Racing starts third. Rylan Banks in the 76 starts fourth. Dino rolls off fifth tonight in the number 79. Shaggy with number 72, Gambler Motorsports, will start sixth place. There in seventh spot tonight in the number 41 is Pat Boyce. To his outside, Ted York in the number 09. And Mr. Putt-Putt back there in 9. Clay Christopherson driving at 051. So for those that might not have heard, the website is available over at the FFTV broadcast on YouTube in the description. And then over here at C2C Racing Network, or C2C RN, I will give it to you here. It's C2CRL.com. Patrick Spangler there getting a great shot through the middle there, brings it up to the top side. Tries to get up there to the lead, can't quite do it as he's got Barker down there on the inside. Barker now slides it on up. Spangler now once again undercuts here through turn 3 and 4. Now we got 5 laps now, coming to 4 laps to go as Barker is there in a second. Chapman back there in the 72 there on the outside line. Can't quite get it to roll through the corner. There's Christopherson there just in front of him. Brandon Dittmer there in 5th. Dino there in 4th. Spangler hanging on to the lead right there. Out front in number 39 as we watch the 76 of Ryland Banks down there on the bottom side. Jeff Barker up there to the outside. Brandon Dittmer in a 4th now as they're rolling on out there. Whoa, look how close they are. 3 wide, almost 4 wide there coming off turn number 2. Keep it steady there, guys. Don't want to try to beat the cars up too much. As Zach Chapman flies. Oh, no. Ted York head on into the wall there on the final lap. As Patrick Spangler comes there out of 2, looking for that looking for the checkered flag now here in heat number 1. Ted York and Chapman both out. And as they come across the line, it is Patrick Spangler bringing home the victory for heat number 1 at Lucas Oil here with the limited late models. All right, here for heat number 2, once we get the results in from heat number 1. Just waiting on it to kind of flop over here so I can get the correct stuff up. There we are. Now I got all the timing stuff I need. Here is heat number 1 results. Patrick Spangler bringing home the victory with Jeff Barker there 2nd, Brandon Dittmer there 3rd, Clay Christopherson there in 4th, Ryland Banks in 5th, Dean Reynolds there in 6th, Pat Boyce in 7th, Zach Chapman there in 8th, Ted York in 9th. All right, now here starting on the grid for heat number 2. Shane Billings up there in front, Jeff Sharp in 2nd, Bob DeGood there in 3rd, Stephen Bixler there in 4th, Randy Shreves in 5th, Gary Benzine there in 6th, Billy Roberts starts there in the 7th tonight in the 099, Terry Walters in the 207 starts there in 8th. All right, here we go. Starting out front there. You see the 17 of Shane Billings coming out of turn 4 here. Green flag in the air. 6 laps the distance for heat number 2. Down there in the 1 and 2. Now they head through and on to the backstretch. The 280 up there on the outside. Above the good. Billings getting out to a great start there on that outside line. I think that outside is going to be where you want to be early. We'll see if that provides there through the night as you watch them slide there through 1 and 2. Bob DeGood back there in 3rd. Randy Shreves 4th. Billy Roberts there 5th. Gary Benzine back there in 6th with Terry Walters in 7th. Down there through the backstretch there with 4 laps to go. Hanging on out there now with Billings running that front. Jeff Sharp there in 2nd. Bob DeGood there in 3rd. Billy Roberts hanging on there in 4th. Oh no, Billy Roberts gets spun there along the front edge of Randy Shreves. That's not going to help him at all now as they work there through turn 3 and 4. Shane Billings up there to the top side along with Jeff Sharp. Bob DeGood. Gary Benzine there in 4th. Terry Walters now up there in the 5th. Billy Roberts falls back here into 6th. Randy Shreves back here in the back. Steven Mixler in 7th here. Final lap for Shane Billings in that number 17, and he works there off a 2 down the front back straightaway. Into 3 and 4, hanging on to that outside cushion. White flag, checkered flag now unfurled. Here we go across the line. Shane Billings getting the win here in heat number 2. All right, here is your results from heat number 2. Shane Billings getting the win. Jeff Sharp there second. Bob DeGood third. Gary Batzine there fourth. Terry Walters there fifth. Billy Roberts sixth. Stephen Bixler there in 7th. And Randy Shreves in 8th. We'll be back after this short message from our sponsors with more Coast to Coast racing action as we come back to your limited late model feature.
Thank you to all of our sponsors.
We are back here from the Speedway, and there you see Billings catching that infield tire once, twice, as warm-ups come to an end. There we go, getting ready for your feature event. Here is your starting grid. Patrick Spangler starting out there on the pole in the number 39 to his outside. There on outside pole in second. Shane Billings in the number 17. Jeff Barker tonight in the 513 for Can-Am Racing starts third. Inside row number 2 with Jeff Sharp to his outside. Thunder Ridge Racing in the 280. Row number 3 on that inside line. Venom Racing 83. Brandon Dittmer starts 5th. To his outside, Can-Am Racing number 7, Mr. Bob DeGood, there in 6th. Putt, Clay Christopherson there in inside row number 4. In 7th tonight in the 051 to his outside for GB Restoration and Repair. The 177 of Gary Batzine. starts there in 8th. Row number 5. 2 is inside. Ryland Banks there in the 76. Starts 9th with Terry Waters in the 207. Starting there in 10. Dean Reynolds. Dino for Super Dirt Car Series driving the 79. Starts in 11th tonight with Billy Robinson, the 099. There in 12. Starting there in 13th tonight, that's going to be Pat Boyce in the number 41. Starting 13th. The 75 of Stephen Bixler starts 14th tonight. Shaggy for Shaggy TV. Mr. Zach Chapman rolls off in the number 72 for Gambler Motorsports in 15th tonight. Randy Shreves for LGR Motorsports, number 56, rolls off in 16th with Mr. Teddy Bear, Ted York, back there in the number 09, starting there in 17th, and does not, we got somebody that did not take the grid, and that is Pat Boyce in the 41, so that'll move Ted York up on that inside line at the moment. And they get ready here to go green. Shane Billings out there, out front. Patrick Spangler on that inside. So Patrick Spangler, your lead car. They roll there off turn number 4. Green flag in the air. Let the dirt fly in the corner number 1. As they throw the dust there coming out of turn 2. 25 laps to go. Spangler already out there in front. Great run there. Look out. Barker getting really loose down there on the bottom. Catches the infield tire, and he's around in the infield. And the green flag stays out. He caught that orange cone there. Or the orange. The orange cone there with the orange tire there on that inside of turn 3 and 4. Coming out of turn 4, rather. Jeff Barger making friends there down on the inside early in this one. That dropped the clear back into 16. Had a great starting position. And now he's dropped the clear back there. Caution is out now as Dittmer. Oh, no. No. Hey, Dittmer's not having. We'll see what happened to Dittmer here. Coming there through turn 3 and 4 right here. Up into the fluff stop, up to the outside wall, gets spun around there. And, oh man, tough break there for Dittmer tonight. Lucas Oil not playing nice for that driver. I'll bring it up here in the pit road. Top pit road to try to get onto here off of turn 2. I believe, well, maybe it's off. Yeah, it's off turn 2. The entrance and exit are off of turn 2 here, Lucas Oil. It makes it very difficult here for some drivers to try to get up there and into their spots. Line back up here, side by side, getting ready for the restart. Caution number 1 of your limited late model, so not too terrible. Especially since drivers are trying to make friends with the infield tires here tonight. Off corner number 4, the loud pedal press, the dust flies. Corner number 1, the leader's Patrick Spangler as he gets a great run there on the bottom. Shoots it back up there to the outside line where he's going to take control of that outside lane through turn 3 and 4. Back behind them is Shane Billings and Jeff Sharp there in third. Putt back here in 4th, working his way through the field here tonight. After not qualified to bring it on up through the field. It's pretty impressive here at Lucas Oil. Not the easiest track to pass at, for sure. And he's got us up there in the 4th, 19 laps to go as they roll through turn 1 and 2. Spangler hanging tough on that outside as Shane Billings takes a good dive to him there through turn 1 and 2. Spangler hangs it up there on top. Oh no, the 280 of Jeff Sharp's around. Gets a hit to the driver door off turn number 4. Zach Chapman finds him. Another one here coming out of turn number 4. They watch the 51 there, putt on that inside. He slides up and just clips the 280. 280 ends up around down there in front of the 72. Great job for everybody else who did a great job missing that. But unfortunate there for Sharp as he towed it back here to the pits. Chapman has to see if his car feels all right after that one. So Chapman back out of pit road. Second caution here tonight for your limited late models. They keep working their around. All right, they're on the front stretch. They're getting lined up side by side. Lights go out on that pace machine. We're going to be going back. Green flag racing, and there's the entrance to pit road right there. And right there's the exit. So that's just how quick that pit road comes up here at Lucas Oil as they roll down that back straightaway. Under the power, Patrick Spangler. Now here off turn 4, Spangler getting out to a great start. Once again, they're on that inside line. Want to run that slider line to the outside. Here comes Clay, though. He's down there on the inside. Putt, trying to move it on up there. But that inside lane, I don't know if it's completely there the way Putt's hoping. As Dino gets right under the bumper, Putt there in the 1 and 2. The 17 is Shane Billings, still trying to throw it in there behind Patrick. Can't quite make it stick as they come here to 15 laps to go. Out of turn 4. Putt there in third. Christopherson there. Christopherson. We got Dino back here in 4th. Teddy Bear back here in 10th. We got another caution flag underway as Dittmer. Dittmer. Oh, man. Take a look at it here. He comes down here in the corner. Number 1 has to get up there to that outside line. Gets into that bluff and into that outside wall. Just, that pit entrance. Track entrance there off of pit road. Slaps that hard and around he went. Man, oh man, that's a hard hit there for Brandon Dittmer. We'll take a look at his onboard here. And come there, you'll see him up here on the high side. This is what it looks like on board. He comes up there, he knows he's high. Hoping that he can get it flipped, and there he's upside down, up and over. Goes Dittmer. Just one flip, and that'll do it. Here we go, getting lined back up once again. Single file now for your restart. You watch Shane Billings there in second. We got Patrick Spangler out there in front. Clay Christopherson back here in third. We're getting fired up. Here comes the green flag. It waves. They are down and away. Dusting that front stretch there in the 1 and 2. You watch, here comes Billy Roberts hanging tough down there on that inside lane underneath Dean Reynolds. With Patrick Spangler out front. Shane Billings second. Clay Christopherson, he's there in third. And they roll down that front straightaway once again here with 13 laps to go. Billings trying to get a great drop there, trying to get the slider line to work through 1 and 2. Couldn't quite get it enough. But now they work down through off turns 3 and 4. Spangler hanging out there in the front, gonna stay up there to the high side. He feels like he's getting the grip off the outside. Billings doing everything he can to try to find that grip on the bottom side of 1 and 2. They work there now off 3 and 4 by Christopherson back here. Putt kind of following suit there behind Billings, but running the bottom just a little bit longer. They roll there now through 3 and 4. Coming to 10 to go. As Putt there is in third. Dino there in fourth. Roberts there in fifth. And York back here in seventh, now eighth. He struggles down there on that inside line. Trying to keep that car as straight as he can. Trying to avoid the bumps. Those bumps also don't help a driver make speed. 9 laps to go for Spangler as he's out front for the second time here tonight. Billings and Putt-Putt back here in third. And Billings looks to the inside once again there through 1 and 2. Not enough to make it run there. That's what they're doing here, Showtime. They're letting them eat up there on that high side. They work down off of turn 2. These limited late models, 7 laps to go. Billings in second. Dean Reynolds there in fourth. Billy Roberts in fifth. And Randy Shreves, after some problems there early on, got himself now up here into sixth. Ryland Banks there in seventh. Ted York, he's had a pretty decent night starting towards the back. Gets himself up here into eighth. And he rolls through turn 3 and 4. And you see Billings still working underneath the Spangler through 1 and 2. Just can't quite get that drive off that he's hoping for. And they work through turn 3 and 4. That high side really paying dividend up there for Spangler. As they got 4 laps to go. Will that inside lane prevail at all? Does not like it's going to there through 1 and 2. I mean, it does look a little quicker there, maybe, but it's just such a drive, such a momentum line up there on that high side for Patrick Spangler. I just don't see him giving up that top line. Shane Billings' pretty much only hope is for Spangler to make some sort of small mistake as they come winding here to the finish. 2 laps to go here at Lucas Oil. Putt-Putt back here in third. He's also looking for that line to try to get up there somewhere. And we got Spangler rolling here out of turn 3 and 4. The white flag's unfurled, waving in the air, and 1 lap to go here at Lucas Oil. This is it. That's where Billings is going to have to try to make it stick if he was going to do something. Now he's going to try for a second time here through turn 3 and 4 to make it stick. Can't get it to. Shane Billings going to come home in second, and Patrick Spangler, your winner tonight at Lucas Oil. Great run there. Got 2 wins on the night for Patrick Spangler. 1 in a 360 wing sprint. Comes out here and shows that he can also run the dirt late model. And might have to ask him. I thought he said he might have some trouble in the late model, but I didn't see no trouble tonight for Mr. Spangler as he hung it to the outside and didn't look back. Started on that pole and brought it all around. Shane Billings, he started second. Finished there second, so not too terrible. Clay Christopherson there, Mr. Putt-Putt, finished here third after starting in 7th, if I'm doing my math correct. Maybe 6th. 6th or 7th he started. So let's look here at your finish. We got the feature results here. Patrick Spangler getting that win. Shane Billings there in second. Clay Christopherson there in third. Dean Reynolds there in fourth tonight. Billy Roberts there fifth. Randy Shreves there in sixth. Ted York there in seventh. Ryland Banks there in eighth. Stephen Bixler there in ninth. Zach Chapman there in 10th. Jeff Barker in 11th. Gary Bunzine there in 12th. Kerry Walters in 13th. Bob DeGood there 14th. Brandon Dittmer there 15th. Jeff Sharp there in 16th. And Pat Boyce in 17th. And that is your finishing order here tonight for your feature event. Now we'll get with your winners. All right. Nope. No, that's right. Okay. Good evening there, Clay. How's it going?
Pretty good with yourself.
Doing okay, man. I noticed that you had your, you didn't quite come out for qualifying tonight. Was there a reason behind that?
No, I'm not going to be running much this season with this class. Had the time, so I raced it. I didn't want to take any qualifying points. I didn't know how any of that worked, so I just stuck in the back.
Well, you stuck in the back only for qualifying.
I gotta do something for you guys.
I mean, you put on quite the show for a viewer, that's for sure. Bring it up here in the third. I mean, how'd you think the track felt tonight in these limited late models?
Track was pretty fun. Towards the end there, it got fairly locked down. Everyone was kind of meeting in the same area, so it was really tough to do anything. But you could enter quite a few different places, so that was nice. But yeah, exit, it was tough. Everyone was fighting for that top lane to get their momentum and speed going. No, the car felt good. The track was fun. Would have been kind of fun to see a 30 lap or a 35 on if the track would have changed again.
Well, I mean, it definitely is a fun night here, and you did a great job coming up through the field there tonight, between the heat and the feature, and got yourself into third place. So hopefully you had fun. You got sponsors, shout-outs, anybody you want to thank?
All you guys for putting this on, all the guys at FTM and Spawn Speed Shop for 358 and big block sets.
Alrighty, well, congrats there again there, Christopherson, and we'll see you maybe tomorrow night, if not next week.
Thank you, sir.
All right. That is Clay Christopherson, your third place finisher. Now we'll get with Slim here. Good evening there, Shane. How's it going?
I'm pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing well, man. You threw everything you possibly could there in them closing laps.
Yeah, I was trying to make him sweat a little. I knew it. I did think I was going to get him, but I tried my best.
Well, I mean, you can't say you didn't go down swinging, that's for sure.
Yeah, I tried.
it just seems that top lane just held out just a little bit better, and unfortunately Spangler didn't make that one mistake you needed him to.
He did go off 4 once, and I thought I was going to get him for sure, but going into 1. But I gave him the room, and hoping he was going to do it again because I was going to pounce that time. But unfortunately, it didn't happen again.
Yeah, sometimes with this tough competition here at Coast to Coast, you got to pounce on things when it happens.
Yeah, I think this is my second top 3 in Coast to Coast, so things are going in the right direction.
Well, that's great, and hopefully you had fun here at Lucas Oil tonight, especially running up there between Putt Putt and Spangler, and you got sponsors, shout-outs, anybody you want to thank for getting that second place here?
Just Billings Motorsports and the Canadian guys in our Discord. They make it all happen, and you, Adam, for what you do. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Alrighty, well, great job again there tonight, Billings, and we'll see you. I don't know, I can't keep track of who races what nights, but I hope to be involved tomorrow night, and we'll be back next week as well.
Yeah, I'll probably be there tomorrow night, and I'll definitely be back next week.
Alrighty, you have yourself a great weekend there, Slim, as well.
Alright, thanks.
So that's second place finisher, Shane Billings. Now we'll get with Patrick Spangler. Good evening there, Patrick. How's it going?
Pretty good, and you?
Well, I thought you said you were no good in these limited lates.
Hey, that was just all the invert in the qualifying. Got me started second in the heat, and then just rode the top line, and that's all I did in the feature. So we got the 2 lanes like the 360s. I might have been in trouble, but I was just trying to keep it smooth. I jumped the corner once. I thought Shane was going to get me because those guys are all old-time fender drivers, and I was able to hold on to that one, but that was all just the luck of the qualifying there.
Well, you did a great job there tonight, Spangler, keeping that thing hooked up to that outside line, and I know Billings was pretty much throwing everything he could behind you there. Just unfortunately for him, you didn't make that mistake that he was needing.
Yeah, got lucky. I was sweating bullets the entire time. I saw it was like him, Clay, and Dean, and all of those 3 guys are super fast in the late model. So I was just trying to keep it smooth and don't make a mistake. I made one, but I was able to recover from it.
Well, you did a great job bringing that 39 to victory lane here tonight for the second time here, as you brought the 39 360 Sprint to victory lane. Now you bring the limited late model to victory lane. Are you going to try any more races tonight? I know we got that midget race coming up.
I I usually don't run them, but I feel like I can't stop out here for the trifecta here, so I'm going to give her a try.
Alrighty, well, I know there's some stiff competition there with Jack Hitt, and usually Dittmer's pretty good in them too, so I know it's a good show usually.
Yeah, hopefully we get some luck on our side here.
So you have any sponsor shout-outs? Anybody you want to thank for getting that victory in the limited late models?
Yeah, just you for the awesome broadcast and everything you do for the league, between the graphics, broadcasting, sponsorship, everything. Jack, Jeff, and Dean for running the league, and Dad, Uncle back home watching.
Alrighty, well, congrats there again, and we'll see you here in a little bit, maybe in the midgets. If not, we'll catch you next week.
All right, sounds good. See you.
All right, that is Patrick Spangler there in the 39, bringing home your win here in the limited late models. Now, we will be back here in just a moment as we got more racing coming up. This time, we have the midgets coming as promised, so don't go anywhere. The midgets coming up right after this break.
1, 2, 3. I love it, Molly.
They say it's a matter of time, 1,000 days and the sun won't shine before I come back to you. For your love I will go far, I wanna be wherever you are. I know I'm coming back for you.
Brother, it's good to see you.
My love is a river long, the best ride in a million wrongs. I know I'm coming back to you. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. I'm making my way home, I'm making my way.
Precision is our language. Creativity is our weapon. And perfection is the only option. Your ride, your brand, your image, elevated to a level that can't be ignored. This isn't just a wrap, it's a revolution. Regal Wraps and Designs, where power meets style, and style becomes unforgettable. At Regal Wraps and Designs, we don't follow trends, we set them. Every line, every finish, every detail is built to dominate. From flawless vehicle wraps to bold custom designs, we take your vision and redefine it. Seamless statements, artful accents, hues of harmony. We are Regal Wraps and Designs.
Oops, sorry. I was talking once again without turning the volume back on. I have a terrible habit of that. I worked there now through turn 1 and 2. Somebody was up into the fence there. Not sure who that might have been. There we see Templeton up there along that outside line, down there, down across the bottom, through 1 and 2. Now the inside line might come into factor here for these midgets as we get ready for qualifying. And thank you for everybody that stuck it out here with us at Coast to Coast Racing Network, along with us over there at Laker Farm TV for this episode of On the Pole, bringing you the Coast to Coast Racing League from Lucas Oil tonight. Here we go. Your qualifying begins. Templeton out there on track, getting that thing fired and underway there through the turn 3 and 4, up there in the fluff stuff. And down there now through 1 and 2. Spangler out there putting down a great start. He comes down there now out through 3 and 4. Templeton putting down a good start as well. There we see Spangler way up there. Templeton, great job. Pink and Pink, a 14.801. Spangler there with a 15.211 for the moment. Spangler works there off turn 3 and 4, trying to gain something there. He's just a little slower there, and that's not going to do it there as Ted York gets a 15.018 for his time. Brandon Dittmer up there in the 89, working through 1 and 2, trying to see how he'll do here off the corner. He currently has a 15.388. Is he going to improve on that or not? And he comes here out of corner 4. And I don't think he will improve on that. He got a 15.048 for his qualifying time. Budzine not taking here qualifying time yet out of East Troy, Wisconsin. All right, we're going to have 2 heats here tonight. Starting here with Heat 1. It's Patrick Spangler starting out there on pole in the number 39. Barker in the 513 for Can-Am Racing. In that second row on that inside line, Shane Billings in the number 17 out of Canada. Starts third with Hammer Down Racing's own Brandon Templeton driving a 31, starting there in 4th. Row number 3 here tonight for a Super Dirt Car Series, the 79 of Dino Reynolds as he starts there in 5th with Bob DeGood to his outside there, driving the number 7 for Can-Am Racing, starting 6th. And here they go now out of the corner. Spangler up there in front, Barker there in 2nd. 6 laps the distance here for your late models. All right, here we go. Field's been handed over to Spangler. Get ready to fire him off. Fastest one here in this heat from qualifying is Brandon Templeton. We'll see if that helps Patrick Spangler as he started out on the pole in the late models and was able to make that work for him. Then they come down there now in the corner number 1 and 2. He does get out there. Can he hang on to it? That 513 coming with a full head of steam on that high side. As Barker brings it on through, Templeton as well. Templeton brings it up there on that high side. And that high side looks to be where the speed is at here for the midgets. But Spangler making that bottom work for him at the moment in time. They work down through the front stretch now here through 1 and 2 once again. 4 laps to go. Spangler hanging on down there on the bottom. Barker trying to hang on to the lead up there on that top side. Templeton there in third. He now goes to the inside. Can't quite get enough as they bring it through 1 and 2. Spangler really getting that thing to shoot there now off through the corner. Field there behind him. Here comes Templeton down there on the bottom. Spangler got to really hang on to it there as they come there off now. Spangler has to move to let it drop back down to the bottom. Barker there in third. Templeton trying to squeeze up towards the top side. Spangler, great run there through turn 3 and 4. Final lap here in Heat 1. Spangler or Templeton, who's it going to be as Spangler's there on that outside. Oh no, Spangler loops it around through turn 3 and 4. That's going to open it up there for Templeton as Templeton gets into the outside wall. Coming out of turn 4, Barker brings it down there on the inside. They'll bring it home in second. Spangler not finishing the heat. Man, oh man, he had a great race going too. Heat 1 results. Brandon Devlin there in first. Jeff Barker gets second. Dean Reynolds third. Shane Billings fourth. Bob DeGood there fifth. Patrick Spangler finishing a lap down after spinning it out there. Final lap in corner number 3. Not able to bring it to the finish. All right, heat number 2 looks like this. We got Steve Marr there in the 888 starting out there on pole. Randy Shreves in the 56 for LGR Motorsports starting in second. Ted York in the 09 starting third with Jack Hitt there in the number 217 on the outside there for Hooters starting fourth. Row number 3, that inside lane for Venom Racing, the 83. Brandon Dittmer and Gary Bazine did not take the grid. Well, here we go, down through the front stretch. 5 cars for heat number 2. Here we go. 6 laps of distance for heat number 2. They bring it on down the backstretch. Side by side. And now the pedal press. The dust flies here for another time at Lucas Oil. They bring it through 1 and 2. Heat number 2 of your midgets. And they bring it down that back straightaway here on the bottom. Goes the 888 there of Marsh. Reeves up there to the outside. Making a great run. Little touch and oh no! Jack Hitt and the 888 there. Steve Moore come together. They both take a tumble through turn 1 and 2. Not sure if that's going to survive there through the heats. That's going to open it up for these 3 drivers at the front. Randy Shreve, Brandon Dittmer, and Ted York. As Ted York now, oh, and look out, Dittmer way up high there into the high fluff stuff. Through turn 1 and 2, got to be careful how high up you go because it flattens out. They can really upset the car if you're not careful. As you watch Ted York just kind of taking it easy there in the 3rd spot. Now Jack Hitt, we know he's got he's a driver of these midgets and he can usually do pretty well, so that's an unfortunate ending there for him in the heat race. Hopefully he can get it back together when he comes out for the feature, put on for the show that we know of him. As Randy Shreves out there on that top line. Coming there off the corner. Dittmer there in second. Ted York there in third. That's final lap. White flag in the air for Randy Shreves. Down that back straightaway. Brandon Dittmer there in second. Ted York there in third. Randy Shreves off 4 across the line. He'll get the victory here at Lucas Oil for heat number 2. All right, there we go. Everybody's going to get them cars back together and back out here on track. Jack Hitt doing okay as he's already back out there on the speedway. Got that car back together after taking the header off the wall. 888, Steve Marr back here rolling as well. Your Heat 2 results. Randy Shreves getting that win for LGR Motorsports in heat number 2. Brandon Dittmer there second. Ted York third. Steve Marr there fourth. Jack Hitt fifth. Gary Benzine in sixth. Now we'll take a break here. We'll be right back after the word from our sponsors. Don't go anywhere. The Midgets main event coming up here shortly.
Thank you to all of our sponsors.
Back here from the speedway as they're getting lined up for the grid. Brandon Templeton, he's going to bring it out there on the pole position. Randy Shreves there in second for LGR Motorsports, driving to number 56. Second row inside, Can-Am Racing, 513 at Jeff Barker. Starts there in third. Brandon Dittmer there in the 83 starts fourth for Venom Racing. Row number 3 on that inside line, the 79. There, Dean Reynolds for Super Dirt Car Series starts fifth. Ted York there in the 09 rolls off in sixth tonight. Row number 4 to the inside, and a Canada the 17 of Shane Billings starts seventh. Steve Marr in the 888 rolling up there in 8th. Man, crazy 8 there for Steve Marr. Row number 5 on an inside line. Can-Am Racing Team number 7, Mr. Bob the Good, starts tonight in 9th. Jack Hitt after the trouble there in heat number 2 is going to start in 10th tonight there with the number 217. Patrick Spangler And the number 39 having trouble there finishing heat number 1. Rolls off at 11th tonight. Now round out your field as Gary Benzine did not come out here for GB Restoration and Repair, not taking the grid here. And they come there now off corner number 2. Down that back straightaway under the direction of Brandon Templeton. Randy Shreves, great running machine up there on that outside line. A lot of great looking cars, a lot of great drivers here in these midgets tonight. As the green flag unfurls, they're down here throwing dust into corner number 1. As laps wind down here at Lucas Oil, as this is your final feature of the night here at Lucas Oil tonight. As up there on that high side goes Randy Shreves, got it pedal to the metal. Down there off corner number 4. Take a look back here in the back. As Jack Hitt rolls the bottom right there behind Patrick Spangler. Spangler now up and oh no, more trouble there. And we got one into the outside wall. That's Mr. Bob the Good. Into number 7 up there on the high side. No caution as of yet. All right, there we go down there at the off of turn 3 and 4. Templeton down there off 4. Through 1 and 2 now. Randy Shreves up there on that high side. Way up in the fluff stop goes Brandon Dittmer. Ted York back here in the 4th now. Gaining a couple positions. Dean Reynolds back here in the 5th. Now they keep it rolling there off the corner. You got this 31 of Brandon Templeton down there on the bottom side. Up there on top. Brandon Dittmer there in 3rd. Ted York there 4th. Dean Reynolds there 5th. Jeff Barker there in 6th. They keep it rolling there off the corner, trying to keep it going. And Dittmer, problems up there on the outside. I thought I saw that. Was not sure. Ted York ended up catching a piece of this as well. Up here on the top corner. They watch it come there off through turn 3 and 4. Up in that fluff stuff up onto the flat. And loops it around. Oh no, Ted York didn't even see it coming. We'll go on board here with Ted York. I can almost guarantee he didn't see this coming at all. As you're on board there you see Dittmer right in front of him. He slides there through. You can see he's kind of out of our screenshot. So he's definitely out of the driver view. And all of a sudden, there goes Ted York up and around. After getting that side swipe hit from Brandon Dittmer. Both look to be okay. Driving off here. Sorry for the cough here, guys. I've been battling sinus problems here this past week with the weather changing here in western PA. Hot to cold, cold to hot. Having all 4 seasons in one day. Wake up with frost on the ground in the morning. Get rain about 10 o'clock. Fall weather coming about 1, and then we get summer weather, spring weather or whatever. I mean, it's just, it's nuts here. Wouldn't happen any other way, though, here in Lucas Oil tonight for your Riggle Raps midgets. They work here off turn 4. Across the front straightaway into corner number 1. Randy Shreves slides it hard up there on the top side, and look out. Here comes Spangler down there on the inside, getting a hang of how these cars handle. Wanting to go and make it 3 of 3 tonight, as he's up there in the 3rd. Great run there, and oh no, he gets tapped from behind. That's going to bring out the caution as they stack it up there into corner number 1. As we watch here, as another caution comes out, and we'll watch it come down here into corner number 1. The 79 there, Dino, just drives it hard into the corner, harder than what Patrick did, and just gets into the back of Patrick, spinning him around there in 1 and 2. Patrick getting it underway. Dino up here getting it underway as well. Billings and the 17 machine. Yeah, I don't know why, but something shut down on me and I didn't realize it until now. So give me a moment here. Cars might go white for a quick moment. They roll down there through turn 1 and 2. Back live here from Lucas Oil. Lights are out there going back, green flag racing. As Templeton's out there in the front, there they go. There's the computer resetting the paints on the cars. Jeff Barker there in the 513 Marines machine. Down there on the bottom side, down here through the front straightaway. And Templeton down there making that inside work. Spangler back here at the back after having problems there. Right in front of him, Shane Billings up there on that outside lane, McDonald's machine. And Dittmer way up top again. And gets it off the outside footprint of the corner. They're going to go 4 wide, squeeze it in there. He's going to have to back out of it. Gets into it there with the one. Oh, man, as Billings gets into one there. And Bob the Good goes, Dino goes around. Ted York there now in the back. Templeton still hangs on there. Spangler trying to work his way up towards the front again. 15 laps to go here at Lucas Oil for your midgets as they work down there on the bottom of 1 and 2. Or at least Spangler works bottom of 1 and 2. Jack Hitt worked himself up here in the third, and as we said, he can definitely wheel these things around. A guy to definitely watch and learn from. As he swings it through 1 and 2. Spangler not doing a bad job there behind him. Randy Shreves there in second. Templeton there in front. Dino back there in the backstretch trying to catch up to the field now. How we got here, 12 laps to go. Templeton out there in front. Shreves there in second. Jack Hitt there third. Spangler back here in fourth. He slides it through on that top side now. Trying to find the speed and that momentum. Where does this car want to be tonight? They work the bottom through 1 and 2. That looks like a pretty good line if he tries top side through 3 and 4. He's trying to work bottom, top. We'll see if that helps him at all. As he looks to be maybe gaining a little bit on Jack Hitt. And Jack Hitt's running a similar line. Might be just a little smoother for Jack Hitt than what Spangler's going right now. You see Spangler up there on that top side. I think Spangler lost a little bit there going through 1 and 2. They're down there on the bottom. A little better that time there if he can get the grip off. But Jack Hitt just doing a great job keeping that thing steady, that wheel tight up there at the front. Randy Shreves there in second. Templeton out there in front. Jack Hitt, last season's champion. Templeton, I think, finished second in the season points. And man, oh man, look at the run that Shreves got up there on that top side. And they come out. Caution is out. Dittmer, trouble again. They watch him down that back straightaway here. And he just gets up in that fluff stuff again. And oh man, header in the turn 4 wall. Brings it up and over, and he's going to hammer it and get away, but not before a caution flag waves. Third caution here. We're going to go single file here for this restart. All right, everybody single file here down the back straightaway. Wait for the lights to go out. They might go out this time as they'll go and get lined up single file for this restart. Brandon Templeton out there in front. Randy Shreves there in second. Jack Hitt there third. Patrick Spangler in fourth with Jeff Barker in fifth tonight. Those are your top 5 positions right as it stands at this moment in time. Randy Shreves there, as we said, in second. Had a great run before. All right, there we go now. Off the corner, number 4. And they're down and away. Templeton, great start. Spangler gets an okay start there as well, trying to get to the outside. there to gain that momentum to get up there to Jack Hitt. Jack Hitt, though, down there on the bottom side, already putting pressure on Randy Shreves, and does so as these guys battled out here. 5 laps to go here through turn 1 and 2. Jack Hitt on that block. Shreves up there on that top side. Shreves did a great job finding a run there on Templeton. But now Templeton, he's got Jack Hitt behind him. Steve Marr, he's got trouble back here at the back of that crazy 8 machine. Here comes Templeton off turn number 4. Coming to 3 to go. 3 fingers in the air down here in the corner number 1. Jack Hitt there in second. Randy Shreves there third. Spangler 4th. Shane Billings there in 5th. Brandon Dipper there in 6th. With Dean Reynolds 7th. Ted York 8th. Jeff Barker 9th. Steve Marr 10th. That is your field at this point in time. Now you watch Templeton there. Jack Hitt trying to reel him in. And imagine if Jack Hitt had a better starting position here for this feature, what we could have been in store for. Randy Shreves sits there in third. Patrick Spangler final lap to see if Patrick can get anything more here. He had a great night here in the midgets. So he can't really complain. I know he probably want to do a little better. But Brandon Templeton off corner number 4 to victory lane. He'll go as he takes the checkered flag here tonight at Lucas Oil for your Regal Wraps Midgets division from Coast to Coast Racing League. Great racing here tonight from Lucas Oil. Glad to be a part of it. Hopefully everybody's enjoyed the racing action tonight. And we will bring to you the final results of the night. We got Brandon Templeton coming home as your winner. Jack Hitt there in second. Randy Shreves there in third. Spangler in fourth. Brandon Dittmer there in fifth. Shane Billings there in sixth. Dino comes home in seventh. Teddy Bear comes home in 8th. Jeff Barker there in 9th. Steve Marr there in 10th. Bob DeGood there in 11th. Gary Bazine rounding out there in 12th. All right. Now let's get with your winners. With a great run here tonight. Brandon Templeton. All right, we got Randy Shreves here with us. Good evening there, Randy. How's it going? Got a copy, Randy?
Yeah, I got you, Adam.
There you are. Man, oh man, what a night of racing it's been here. Lucas Oil, you definitely came out to play in the midgets, though.
Yeah, definitely caught some bad luck there in the first 2 races. Here, I wasn't expecting to do really well, but, I did better than what I thought, and, to be up front with Brandon and Jack there, it's, you can't complain about that. Them 2 are the best in the midgets here, and, it's just always fun to run with them guys.
Oh, I know somebody else that normally don't make an appearance here in the midgets, but did so tonight, and that's Patrick Spangler. What did you think of having him in your rear view tonight?
Yeah, anytime Patrick's in there, he can drive anything, man. So you always got to watch out for Patrick. He's just one of them good all-around drivers. He can hop in pretty much anything and drive the wheels off that thing.
Well, he did a great job bringing that Hot Wheels 56 midget to victory, or to the third place podium tonight. You got sponsors. Shout out to anybody you want to thank.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely want to thank everybody at Coast to Coast. You, Adam, for the broadcast. My son, Dylan Shreves, for painting all my cars. My buddy, Mike McCoy, for watching. My buddy, Jeff Spann, and his family for watching. Everybody that, sponsors this deal. And I want to thank everybody for watching.
Alrighty. Well, you guys have a great night there, Randy Shreves, and hopefully an even better weekend. So we'll see you next week.
Yep, we'll see you, buddy.
All right, that was Randy Shreves. Now we'll get with Jack Hitt. Good evening there, Jack. How's it going?
Good. How you doing, Adam?
You're probably wishing this was a few laps longer, huh?
Oh, I don't know. I had a little bit of front-end damage, and looked like maybe I caught Brandon that last lap or two, but he might have been holding off too. But even if I got up to him, it would have taken a pretty big mistake for me to get around him, I think.
Well, I know you did a great job coming up through the field after the disappointment you had there in the heat race. And you did a great job bringing it back up through and getting up there into a second-place finish.
Yeah, I had a little bit of bad luck heat racing, start of the feature. I had to use my fast repair and still got a little bend somewhere, like I said, on the front. But I'd take the car count over the damage anytime, man. It's always fun when we can get double digits at least in here.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, it's not often we get to have 2 heats for the midget class, and to have 2 heats tonight, that was phenomenal.
Yeah, I got to thank everybody for showing up. Hopefully they'll continue to do so.
Well, I mean, it looked like everybody had fun out there, and everybody handled the cars okay. I mean, these things aren't the easiest, but everybody that was driving tonight seemed to handle them just fine.
Yeah, they're always a blast. You know, this might not have been the easiest track either for some guys, but you know, you can't get better unless you get out and give it a shot. So for anybody out there, if you guys felt like you weren't in control, man, just keep on going, get some more laps, and we got another race next week.
Most definitely. So you got sponsor shout-outs. Anybody you want to thank there for getting second place tonight?
Got to thank you and Flieger Farm TV for doing the broadcast, Regal Wrap and Designs for being the sponsor of the division. Everybody behind the scenes makes the league go around. Again, all the drivers, not just the 12 or 13 that we had tonight, but everybody in the league. You know, can't do what we do without everybody. And of course, got to thank my wife for giving me time to do it.
Alrighty, congrats there again, Jack, and we'll see you back next week, hopefully.
Oh yeah, for sure. Thanks, Adam.
All right, that's Jack Hitt, your second place finisher. Now we'll get with Brandon Templeton. Good evening there, Brandon. How's it going?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, and man, you did a great job starting out there at the top of the leaderboard and didn't look back all night long. I mean, tough competition was trying to fight you down, but just looked like everything went your way like you needed it to get that car into victory lane tonight.
Yeah, a lot of fortune and, like you said, dice roll a little bit, because when those cautions came out, I know once Randy had a huge run on me. I think he probably would have made the pass if we'd have done another lap under green there, but we'll take it. You know, running pretty hard track, pretty slick. I think, you know, maybe where I was gaining a little bit on him was 1 and 2. I was able to really hug those tires, and although it was treacherous, if you did it right, there was grip down there like no other place on the track, so that helped out.
Well, yeah, I don't know where Shreves might have found that grip that one corner. I mean, right before that flag waved, or as that flag was waving, he got such a run. I don't know quite where he got it from.
Yeah, the top side was good. In that place, you just have to have a couple laps to get momentum. In my experience, almost any class, if you have a mid-race restart, you about want to dive low on that first corner and then go back up high if you've been running high. But it's once you get your momentum up, the high side's usually better there. But, you know, 1 and 2, if that grip stays, especially in a car like the Midget, you can get down there and just let it eat.
Well, you did a great job bringing it together, and we'll see how it goes for you next week, too. You got any sponsor shout-outs, anybody you want to thank for getting that victory?
Yeah, I got to thank Jay with the Dirt Track Bank there. Everything he's done for us is just amazing. I mean, can't thank him enough. From supporting the team and our events we've done with Mission 22 and Joe and Got Your Six Racing Network, he's been behind us all the way. Giving us what we need to put on a show and to put on some good races and support racing. So thanks to him. Thanks to everybody on Hammer Down Racing, Extreme Images, Maley's Makery, Big C's Lawn Care, everybody watching at home, you, Regal Wraps for sponsoring Wednesday nights, and for you for putting on a good stream, everybody at Coast to Coast, Dean for helping out behind the scenes, and just thanks.
Well, here at FFTV, we keep trying to get better and do better, so great job tonight there from yourself there, Templeton. I mean, great car count tonight, and coming out there on top. Looked awesome. Car looked great, and probably looks even better in victory lane now. So, all right, coming there to the end tonight. Thanks, everybody, for watching. This will be it here from Lucas Oil. There may be a surprise stream coming up here in about 20 minutes or so. So be watching FFTV on that one. As for Coast to Coast Racing Network, we are out for the night. Thanks again for watching. Hope everybody enjoyed the broadcast. All the racing action we brought to you tonight. We will be back at it again tomorrow night with Coast to Coast Racing Network, bringing you the Thursday Night Thunder. Thanks all for watching.
Yeah.